Hi, and welcome to the Haverhill Journal, where we give you a quick look at what's happening now in our city. I'm Lindsay Paris, and as you can see, we are broadcasting today for the very first time from HC Media's new Studio 101 location here at Harbor Place, and it is beautiful. But now back to our stories. There may not be any place on earth that holds more happy memories than an old school. Today, we're saying a fond farewell to Haverhill's most recently closed school, and then going back in time to visit some of the city's best remembered learning institutions, even one you may have attended, and also an old farm where everything is new again, thanks to a collaboration of local farmers. But first, generations of alumni came back to St. Joseph's School of All Saints Parish in August for the ultimate class reunion before the school shut its doors permanently. Special correspondent and St. Joe's graduate Bridget O'Brien talked to other alumni about their memories.
Hi everybody, we're here at St. Joseph's School in Haverhill, Massachusetts, which has been a part of the community here for 129 years. It's served thousands of students, myself included. I came here for 10 years, all the way from preschool through 8th grade. So the school's offering an event tonight for alumni, faculty, and staff to come and celebrate all the great memories they've had here at St. Joe's. Let's go in and meet some people. It feels so good to be back in the school. I've only visited a handful of times since I graduated in 2007, but it still has so many memories inside. This is one of my absolute favorite teachers of all time. This is Mary Ordway. She taught me for 7th and 8th grade English and inspired me to become an English teacher myself. So Mary, give us a little bit of your history here at St. Joseph. How long were you teaching here? And a little bit about the school.
Well, how long have I been here? 33 years. This would have been my 34th year.
What are some of your favorite memories here at St. Joseph? Some of the wacky things that happened here. I know these halls, if they could talk, what would these walls say to you?
That everybody thought that they were going to get one up on those nuns, and they never could. I don't care what they said.
They can hear the grass grow.
Exactly, exactly. And you can't, the other anecdote, let me see, you can't put a shine on a sneaker. One of our favorite sayings in this place, so always make sure you can shine.
Now Judy, how long did you say you've been at St. Joe's?
26 years.
And you can tell us a little bit about the history of the school, since you seem to be an expert on that.
Well, I'm not an expert, but it started in 1888, and this year was the 129th graduation class.
What are some of your favorite memories here at St. Joe's?
The kids, from nursery school to grade 8.
I was here from 1959 to 1966. I was a grade nun of the cross. In our community, they always sent the young sisters here because of all the stairs and all, and the fire escapes.
When I think of St. Joe's, I just think of the family atmosphere because honestly, I started here when I was 3 years old at the nursery school up at the hill, and I graduated here in 8th grade, and I honestly just feel like I grew up with everyone in my class, and that's just what I think of here. I think of growing up in these halls. So it's really sad knowing it's closing because I just have so many memories here.
Didn't have a lot of memories until today. Coming back to this it's incredible being back here. It's a great event they put on to get to walk through it one last time.
If the walls could talk is what we would say.
I can't even imagine the history that's in this room right now. My grandparents went to school here, my parents did. So it's at least 3 generations in our family went to this exact same building. It's been absolutely amazing.
When I first came here, it was all sisters. There were 16 grades, 2 in each grade, and they were all sisters, sister principal. And when I got to about the 4th grade, there was the first 2 lay teachers, Mr. Roos and Mr. Lemeries. But it was, I remember, it was just always like a family. It was the nuns were fantastic. And just to give a little history, my mother went to this school, and then all my 9 brothers and sisters went to this school. And we used to live across the street.
So not a hard commute to get to school in the morning?
No, and let me tell you one other thing. For the whole family, it was $400 a year.
For how many kids to go here? $400 a year?
10.
10 kids, $400 a year. I don't think it cost that when I went here in 2006.
I think that's the book cost now.
Yes, the book, absolutely. School is open tonight, so alumni and faculty can come in and see old photos and memories of the school. You might even want to reenact something you remember, like this is where I used to come and get lunch every day. So you come down the line, grab your tray, and walk over to here and pay for it every day. And I did that for 8 years, so definitely a lot to remember in here. So this is the desk I would sit in when I was in 8th grade and I ran office duty. They picked 2 girls every year in the 8th grade to help give the office staff a little break. You play dress up in here. I remember learning my ABCs in this room. So a lot of kids now don't know how to write in cursive, but at St. Joe's in 2nd and 3rd grade, it was mandatory. You learned how to write in cursive. I can still write in cursive entirely, so. This was my 5th grade classroom. I had Mrs. Jumpa, who taught here for a very long time. She had my sisters as well. And at St. Joe's, the language they taught here, that started in 6th grade, is you started learning French. I still remember a little bit. Bonjour, je m'appelle Brigitte. So we're up on the 3rd floor now of St. Joe's, and this is where they had the 7th and 8th grade. And so definitely when you made it up here, it was that you were the top of the school, you were the oldest, you got to have your own lockers, things like that, which was definitely very, very cool.
I really liked St. Joe's. It was a great school. It was the only school I've ever been to, and I started at pre-K. I'm going to Sacred Hearts in the fall, and I'm excited about that, but I'm really going to miss St. Joe's.
So now I'm going to get to a little bit of a bittersweet question. How do you feel about the school closing?
It breaks my heart. It breaks my heart because so many good things happen here for so many different reasons.
It's very sad. It's very bittersweet, to say the least. We've had so many wonderful students go through here, I'm telling you, and that's what I'm going by. I look at you. It's just happy. You know, we're going to make that happen.
So that's going to kind of wrap up things here at St. Joe's tonight. As it says in our school song, there's a school upon the hill that is a very special place. And I think that stands true. And you can see that hundreds of people have turned out tonight to come here and support the school one last time.
The St. Joe's faculty and friends were overwhelmed by the amount of people who attended the farewell party, which just goes to show what a beloved school it was for hundreds of graduates. St. Joseph's is the most recent Haverhill school to close, but over the past 75 years, there have been literally dozens of schools in the city that shut their doors. In honor of the new academic year just beginning, we're going back to class as we remember some of Haverhill's lost schools. Where there are people, there are schools. And in Haverhill history, there was a long tradition of neighborhood schools like Smiley here behind me, one of which you may have attended. Check out this eye-popping list from 1917 of 33 public schools serving 8,200 students, which is actually nearly the same as Haverhill Public School enrollment in 2017. Why so many schools? With no busing and a 2-hour lunch break, kids needed to be close to home. Here's a rundown of a few of Haverhill's most beloved former schools. Everyone remembers the yellow smiley faces that students and teachers hung every year in the windows of Smiley School. Following its closure in 2002, it was converted into an occupational therapy and EMS training facility. The Winter Street School was built in 1856. It operated as a school for over 120 years until it closed in the late 1970s. It has now been converted into apartments and is on the National Register of Historic Places. The Knipe School served less than 100 students for most of its 90 years as a public school. It's also the only school on our list that's still in use. It now houses the private Bradford Christian Academy. Hannah Dustin School was an elementary school for 80 years, from 1901 to 1981. It was demolished in 1998 due to neglect, and is now the site of the Hannah Dustin Healthcare Center. This old elementary school has got a bright new future. The Cogswell Arts Committee is working to reopen this architecturally distinctive building as Cogswell Art Space. The small school tradition carries on in pockets of the city, like at Bartlett, Greenleaf, Crowell, and my personal favorite, Walnut Square. Yes, I am biased. But whether large or little, classroom memories will always be happy as Haverhill parents are now that school is back in session. Thanks for joining us on this trip back in educational time. Did you attend any of these schools? Leave a comment of your memories on our Facebook page. While most older structures will never be restored to their prior use, one historic family farm in town has recently come back to life with one unexpected crop, rhubarb. Yes, hundreds of everyone's favorite pie plants were put in at the Anton farm on West Lowell Avenue this year. And a cooperative of local farmers is working overtime to bring these once empty fields a bountiful new crop.
My name's Jim Parker. I'm from Willow Spring Vineyards over in West Lowell Ave in Haverhill. But today we're standing in the new rhubarb field at the Anton farm, which is also on West Lowell Ave. We'd like to tell you a little bit about how this all came about and the story about the Anton farm and what we call the Rhubarb Project.
One night I was laying in bed and I was like, Jim, what about rhubarb? Because we've been growing rhubarb for 35 years.
My wife came up with the idea to plant possibly rhubarb. If the Antons would be acceptable to that, we could start out with a little pilot project of rhubarb.
So we decided to put in 500 rhubarb plants, and then Jim wanted to double it. So we're putting in 1,000 rhubarb plants.
Thanks to Tyler Kimball on that end of the whole project, because if he wasn't involved with keeping it hayed, then we really wouldn't be able to do this little pilot project.
Just a nice project that brought a lot of farms together.
My name is Janice Anton. I am speaking to you today from Merrill Farm. It was built by Daniel Merrill in 1765. My late husband's family bought this farm in 1922. The Merrills had lived on it until 1903. The house is pretty old. The barn was built in 1829 and is in very good shape for its age, I would say. They bought this as a general farm. They raised food for themselves and they raised food for their animals. All the hay and feed was grown on the farm. They sold chickens and eggs and meat and cider to people in the area. I'm happy to say that right now, thanks to my neighbors, the Parkers, this farm is being active again. We have crops growing, we have rhubarb growing, as well as our vegetable gardens. We have honeybees on the property.
Hi, I'm Bill Hamilton. I run Blackbirch Farm in West Newbury, Mass. I'm a beekeeper. I've been doing it for 47 years. Been wanting some bees here at the Anton farm, and I've put a couple of hives here for this year, and we'll see how they do. So far, so good. Maybe next year we'll put a couple more on.
Agriculture is very important to us up here on this hill, and we like to keep it going.
There's such a great deal of historical value here, just to be a part of that, just to be a steward for a while, to keep that continuing to the future generations. It's very rewarding. I guess just being a farmer is a good feeling.
Love rhubarb. Love rhubarb.
The first rhubarb project harvest in 2018 will bring rhubarb wines and jellies to the farmers market and Willow Spring Vineyards later that year. It's mid-September, and you know what that means. Time for the city's annual Riverfront Festival. Team Haverhill's River Ruckus, the festival with something fun for everyone, is happening Saturday, September 23rd from 12 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. Enjoy the Classic Car Show on Washington Street at 12 p.m. Live music beginning at 1 from performers including Anderson East and Dave Perner, and the Fireworks Spectacular capping off the night at 8, all while filling up with delicious food and beverages from local restaurants. Again, River Ruckus is happening September 23rd at Riverfront Park behind the Tap on Washington Street. If you have a story or event you'd like to see featured on the Haverhill Journal, call us at 978-372-8070 or email info@haverhillcommunitytv.org. And don't forget to like us on Facebook or at our HC Media YouTube channel. And that's what's happening in Haverhill the week of September 14th. I'm Lindsay Paris, and we'll see you next time.